This space is for people who are learning how to listen inward and trust themselves again. If that resonates, subscribe and stay a while. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Unpacked Sessions. My name is Shayla, and I am so excited to be here with you all today. Make sure if you haven't already to like, comment, and subscribe. And to check out my digital journal that I created, Unpack Sessions Conversations with Yourself. The link will be in the description and it is available for purchase. Today's episode, we're going to talk about some things that are currently going on overall, things that I just want to have a discussion about. Lately, I have been going to the movies a lot. Specifically seeing a lot of like Black cinema. So I got a chance to see You, Me, and Tuscany, the movie with Halle Bailey. I saw Is God Is. I saw Michael, and I also got a chance to see I Love Boosters, which was super interesting, super creative, and I loved every part of it. Um, yeah, I also got a chance to see Obsession. Some of y'all may know, some of y'all may not know. I love horror films. Horror is probably like my favorite film category. Um, I've always kind of been like this. I don't know. My mom introduced me to horror movies when I was like a kid, and like ever since then, I've been obsessed. But I got a chance to see this new horror film, Obsession. And if you have not seen it, I highly, highly recommend that you do. It was really good. It was very creepy, very unsettling. Um, and I think it was an A24 film. A24 puts out great stuff. Might not have been A24. I can't remember right now. But another film company that is also like putting out, I think, similar quality films to A24 is Neon, and that is the production company that I Love Boosters was put out under. They have a horror movie that is coming out called Leviticus, and I am deeply interested in seeing that movie. I am loving the horror films that we are starting to see, like for Gen Z and for, modern viewers. And I really deeply believe that the horror films that we see today have a bigger focus on like deeply ingrained societal issues, and how scary they actually are. So, for example, Obsession, some of the themes that it really highlights are um, yearning and dating in today's world, and this idea of the quiet woman, or consensual relationships, and how important it is to build healthy relationships for one, but um this idea that a lot of men, for one, like ask for things that they don't really understand the full context of, and also the importance of just like honesty and being transparent with a person, and accepting rejection. It's a great film. I love a final girl moment, so it definitely has that. But to circle back to the film Leviticus, one of the topics, immediately when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh my God, this is quite literally the evil version, the most evil outcome of internalized homophobia. And I'm so excited to see this director's vision come to life, because I deeply believe that so many issues that are rooted in patriarchy are also related to internalized homophobia. So I'm really excited to see how this person depicts that. Another good one too that has recently come out is Smile. I love how it really shows and showcases the scarier sides of mental health and how quite literally anybody can be impacted by it. I think it's a great artistic version of mental health that's just not taken care of. So yeah, I have been seeing a lot of movies. I'm not gonna like use this time to like review all of them, but I Love Boosters was very, very creative. It really highlights consumerism and the political aspects of fashion that I don't think we, think about enough. Like we just buy clothes and don't really think about what it took to make the clothes, the type of material and time and effort and went into developing a product, or even developing ourselves, because like there are some aspects of that in the film as well. Boots Riley is the writer of that film. Another film that he has done is Sorry to Bother You with Lakeith Stanfield. First of all, Lakeith. Lakeith is great. Like, I don't know. Anyway. Sorry to Bother You has Lakeith Stanfield, and it is so. I've only seen it once because it's one of those movies that's like, I don't feel like. Maybe I should go back and watch it. Maybe I should go back and rewatch it. But it's one of those movies. We were like having a sleepover at my mom's. It was like me, my cousins, and my two best friends at the time. And like it had to be like 2, 3 in the morning, and we just put it on, and we were all like, what the fuck are we watching? So it is definitely such an interesting film. But again, Boots Riley, he has like a vibe going with that kind of art, and I love it. I love black surrealism. I love shows like Atlanta, and even Insecure, I feel like has a lot of like just moments where this is like, oh, okay, is this real life? But I think we need more black surrealism that is available to us in the media. Um, just because it allows, I think, us to think more whimsically and more like creatively overall. It's like, damn, what if this really happened? Me personally, I am one of those people, like, I could be in a mix. You feel me? Talking to folks, whatever the case may be. I'm that person that's like, what if X, Y, and Z, the craziest scenario that you can think of? So when I see stuff like that on screen, I'm like, wow, what if something like this were to happen? So great film. Is God Is definitely another good one. I'm somebody who really loves like Kill Bill. So seeing, I think Is God Is was definitely influenced by Kill Bill. Also, Vivica A. Fox was in it, and she's in Kill Bill. Yeah, definitely influenced. Loved it. Also loved the fact that like the monster, wasn't shown until the end, and it allowed us to like really like not put a face to this person who had caused so much harm, just because like the person who caused so much harm, like the actor Sterling K. Brown, he is a good guy on screen. Like we know him as a good guy. He's also in this other movie. I'm sorry, y'all. He's in this movie called Honk for Jesus with Regina Hall. And to me, he's a villain in that movie as well. So, like, if you have not seen that movie, I definitely would check that out, because it also shows his range. And it shows the fact that, like, he could play somebody like who he plays in Is God Is, in my opinion. I don't know. It was dark. It was very dark. Yeah. Great film. You, Me, and Tuscany. I'm not gonna really talk too much about Michael, just because like everybody knows Michael Jackson. Like I should not have to like It's Michael Jackson. Like, it's a film about his life. He did a lot of wonderful things. He contributed so many good things to the music industry. But again, you could read about his life as well. Anyway, You, Me, and Tuscany with Halle Bailey. I saw somebody on my Instagram. He is somebody who like does reviews on movies, and you know, I tap in with him. I think he's a very knowledgeable person. But I will say his review of You, Me, and Tuscany definitely rubbed me the wrong way because it seemed like very aggressive. And I don't like that. And this is not about him, but it's to say that overall the review was like, oh, she's a bum. He gave it like a 2 out of 10. It was like horrible. And to me, I think You, Me, and Tuscany is different from a lot of rom-coms that we have seen with Black women because she doesn't have it all figured out. There are tons of movies where white women and women who are not Black get to dilly dally and be whimsical AF and just meet a rich man, fall in love, and their lifestyle just changes, or you know, they may be passionate about something or have a purpose that they just haven't like really walked into, and they're allowed to kind of navigate that throughout the film and meet this charming man while they're on their journey, fall in love, and then things just like work out, right? So seeing that somebody was like calling her a bum and seeing that a lot of people have not been talking about it, I think it's because we kind of get used to this idea of like Black women kind of being like a boss babe and oh, I already have my degrees. I worked so hard and now I'm just now sitting back like, damn, I kind of really want a man. So now I have to go on this whole journey of like deconstructing my boss babeness in order to, you know, find a man in which I can be softer with. Like that whole narrative is quite literally what we have seen on screen. One movie that I'm thinking about in particular that is like such a good little rom-com is Baggage Claim. I don't know if y'all have seen it. It has Paula Patton and like a bunch of other people. I think Jill Scott's in it. That movie, she is not only like working full time while she's like on these escapades trying to date these men and find a husband to like make her mom proud. Right? She's a flight, like she's literally stressing herself out trying to like get this happy ending, right? Versus You, Me, and Tuscany, Halle Bailey's character is really just kind of like going with the flow. She's kind of like leaning into her whimsy, leaning into her free will, leaning into like, I'm just gonna wake up today and hope for the best, right? And I think a lot of times Black women in film and TV, in our everyday media, don't get a chance to just like wake up and just let the day do what it's gonna do. We have to have like a plan. You gotta have this shit figured out. As a Black woman, you have to. Like, it's always this feeling. And I just don't think that's necessarily true, right? I think You, Me, and Tuscany does a great job of just showing a Black girl who doesn't necessarily have it figured out, but like is learning along the way. And that's okay. That is okay. That is representation to me. That is quite literally representation. And even with me, quote unquote, technically having things figured out, right? And even then, I really don't. Okay? Like, I'm just winging it. It was nice to see a Black girl in that kind of environment, right? I personally have never had any interest to go to Italy. After watching that film, I now want to go to Italy. I want to go to Tuscany. I want to go to the old countryside of Italy because it looks beautiful. That is why representation matters. So I definitely say check out the movie. It was cute. And I just think Halle Bailey is adorable. So check that out. Switching gears, let's see what else I wanted to talk about today. So, speaking of movies, I have also been watching TV shows. And not just like newer ones. Like I have, had my roster of newer shows, but like I went way back. So, back in like December, January, I watched the movie Soul Food for like the first time as an adult. I knew the whole premise and like context of the movie. I just had never really sat down and like watched it as a grown up. So I decided to do that. It was so good. Like it was so good where I felt like, oh my God, I know these characters. And then I remembered there was a show called Soul Food way back in the day, like early 2000s. And it's based off the movie. So I decided to watch the show. When I tell you I have spent the last 6 months watching the show, it's available on YouTube. Maybe I shouldn't like say. It's not on any streaming platforms. I'll put the link in the description. Y'all, we need better Black TV. I cannot with Tyler Perry. I could write a whole essay on why I think Tyler Perry hates Black women, but I will not do that here. We need more Black TV. Black TV that is realistic. Black TV that feels like, oh my God, I could know these characters. These characters exist in my life. Not this dramatized, she slept with my brother. Like, no, not the drama. And don't get me wrong. The Soul Food series, mind you, it's like 5 seasons, 20 episodes each, an hour long episode. It's stacked TV. It used to come on Showtime. Nicole Ari Parker's in it. Boris Kojo's in it. That's how they met. It is so Black. It is so familiar. It felt like I knew them. Like, oh, I could be related to these people. We need more of that. Or to bring that back. And don't get me wrong, it had hella drama. There was a lot going on. And there's also a lot of like things they got away with back then that they could never like get away with now. But it was so good. And because of that, I've decided to just watch some old TV. Like, and when I say old, I don't mean like, before I was born, but like TV that was out that I just wasn't old enough to watch. So right now I am watching The Wire after finishing Soul Food. And I missed the characters, right? I am now watching The Wire. It is so good. I am almost done with the first season. I started it like last week. So good. And yeah, after The Wire, I think I'll probably try like The Sopranos, which isn't really Black TV, but like I feel like, it deserves some recognition. And I'm just gonna keep going. I don't know if I'll do Power because like I've never watched Power. I did watch BMF just because I'm from Detroit and I was like, yeah, let me get into that. But Snowfall, that's more modern, I guess, but Snowfall was like a 10 out of 10. But yeah, I just want to get into some older Black TV. So I will be spending some time doing that, and I definitely recommend that you all try to watch Soul Food if you can and really get into those characters. And yeah, it's just really good. It's really wholesome. And there's a lot of love. It depicts Black love in a way that I don't think we get to see these days, right? There's like, obviously they have their issues come up, but again, they are ride or die. They are like family over everything, and I think we need that because we are losing the plot. So yeah, In updated television, I've also been watching Euphoria. Somehow it went from being like, okay, everybody's wearing glitter, we're all on drugs, to bitch, you gonna die. Every episode, I'm at the edge of my seat, like, oh my god, Zendaya is going to die. She's gonna die. Last week episode scared the bejesus out of me. Like, I literally was on the edge of my seat the entire episode. Like, somebody's gonna die, and I don't know who it is. I cannot tell if Rue, Zendaya's character, is in purgatory, if she's talking from the dead, if she's like in, like, I don't know what tense or where she's telling these stories from. The theories are getting out of hand. I am just deeply like ready for the reveal, I guess. But again, they're still saying season finale. They're not saying series finale. So I don't even know if like this is gonna be the end. I just hope we get answers for like where Rue is. It's just becoming too much. Like, it's scary. It's like a horror show. But I also think it does a great job of like really giving people a reality check. I don't know what people thought. Okay? Rue is somebody who barely made it out of high school, who was on drugs, hard drugs, the entire time she was in high school. Okay? There is no way that her life after high school, after barely even making it out, could have been any different from this. Honestly, she should already be dead. So many people don't make it to this stage that Rue is in, but like, there was not gonna be any sunshine and gumdrops and lollipops for Rue. Like, this is as realistic as it gets for people out of high school, especially in LA. And I think a lot of people don't understand the context of this shit being in California. Like, come on, guys. Pimps are pimping and hoes are hoeing out there. Like, that is a thing out there. So the fact that she has gotten herself affiliated with these kind of men, yeah, these kind of people, absolutely, that is what is going on. The fact that Maddie has ended up in the situation that she's, absolutely, that is as realistic as this shit gets. Lexi is probably the most, like, I guess, relatable in some instances, but again, she's a judgmental girly. I wanted to call her a bitch, but I don't know. This is as real as it gets. I hate that so many people are just wanting like these soft and girly, and I don't know. There's nothing wrong with like soft and girly. I'm not trying to say that, but like, as somebody who has worked with so many women and vulnerable populations, I am here to tell y'all, like, the shit that's going on in Euphoria is somebody's real life right now. Like, dead ass. And we need to, accept that for what it is. It's not to say that a person can't like change and like move past that, but it's just to say like that is somebody's reality right now. And while you may not be able to relate to it, while it makes you uncomfortable, it is what it is. I don't know. But I'm very excited to see the season finale. I'm very scared for our girl Rue. I hope she makes it out alive, but I am not too certain. I'm not too certain she will. Oh my God. So to reel it all back in, I am just over social media, but I'm addicted. I can't get off of it. One topic that has come up lately is Gunna's girlfriend. Apparently, like on her YouTube channel years ago, she made like some very like anti texturist comments. And when I say texturists are people who believe that if your hair is softer, curlier compared to coarser, thicker, whatever kind of hair, like you're better. So she made comments. I saw the video of just her talking about, how her mom is black. As y'all know, Gunna's girlfriend is a light skinned black woman, but her mom is fully black. And her mom has nappy hair compared to the type of hair texture she has, which is like soft and curly, and how she would never want to have that nappy ass hair, and how her mom has always, been like, yeah, it's so much easier for you to take care of your hair, like be grateful, and how she is grateful. Right? A lot of people, and this is my problem with the internet too, a lot of people take the surface and they don't really consider the entire thing, right? While it is easy for us to blame somebody, like her name's Brianna, like Gunna's girlfriend Brianna, right? And I used to watch her on YouTube like years ago. While it's easy to blame somebody for that, there's also, reports that she has also gone back and like corrected herself in that and has learned from that. So it becomes this space of like, do we just continue to cancel people and not forgive them for mistakes that they made, but like without acknowledging the fact that like people have to learn and unlearn bullshit? A lot of people don't want to sit with the fact, and it's going to be hard for me to even say because I love black women. There are a lot of anti-black women who are raising your worst light skin nightmare right now. There are a lot of black women who are self-hating, just like there are a lot of black men who are self-hating, and then they raise these light-skinned children, these racially ambiguous, curly, textured hair, whatever the case may be, children, and these children grow up with these anti-black notions ingrained in their brain, right? And while it is up to them as adults to unlearn that, we have to also recognize the root of that issue is anti-blackness that started with a black person. Now, it didn't like originally begin with a black person. We know that anti-blackness is rooted in like white supremacy and white patriarchy, right? But the messages that light-skinned child received came from a black person. I don't think a lot of people want to sit with that because it makes them uncomfortable, right? It makes it harder to like pinpoint the blame. People aren't thinking hard enough, right? It's just easy to be like, oh, she's pretty, she's light skinned, let's just point the finger at her. And like, don't get me wrong, some people need to be held accountable, right? I'm not saying what she said was not wrong, but what I am saying is that it stems from somewhere. And if a person has acknowledged their wrongdoing, right? And again, this is situational, circumstantial. If a person has acknowledged their wrongdoing and is doing the work to like correct that and unlearn those behaviors and potentially go to therapy, like people have to work through that kind of shit, right? Who are we to like say they aren't doing the work? Who are we to like cancel them and like, throw rocks? I don't know, just a thought. It's been popping up on my FYP on TikTok lately. And yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I will close this by saying make sure y'all are engaging in pro Black media and media that is a representation of all Black people, and love on yourselves in this season, even if it is a rough season. And yeah, I want to thank you all for sitting through another episode with me. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye for now.